First of all, I want to thank everyone for the tags on this news, and I've also even had people emailing me about this news a couple of days ago when the backlash against Coco first started, way before any statements were made. So thank you all very much for all of the assistance here. This is a complicated situation, and it seems like Covercore is in a real tough spot here. They're probably not going to walk away without losses, at least to some extent. Now, let me give you a TLDR of the news, and then I'll go into it with more detail. You see, apparently, the claims leveled against Coco and Haato by Covercore are that they broke their contract by showing analytics. Now, this is interesting because I've seen some anecdotal information on social media like Reddit claiming that other virtual YouTubers have shown their analytics before, and they had no issue with Covercore. Obviously, without seeing the contracts, I don't know for sure if that really is a part of the contract or not, that they're not allowed to show analytics. So more food for thought, depending on their AdSense policy, it might be against their AdSense rules as well to not show channel analytics. But again, I can't confirm or deny such things. And again, apparently other VTubers out of cover have done this without issue. Where the real issue seems to stem from here is that Coco allegedly showed analytics on stream, and a part of those analytics displayed Taiwan as an independent territory separate from China. To my understanding, this is a huge issue because some of the Chinese viewership took great umbrage with Taiwan being labeled as a separate territory. And let's also take into account that Coco's analytics, she might not even be in control of the way those are listed. But you can see, even on just the surface level, this is a very complicated situation. It's further complicated by potential agitators that are not actually even Chinese viewers, that are pretending like they are, simply to, like I said, become agitators and to cause issues for Hololive and their talent, aka they just want the company to fail. The complications get even further when we talk about Bilibili. If you don't know what Bilibili is a Chinese video sharing website. And yeah, it's pretty huge and pretty lucrative. But here's the thing about the Chinese market and Covercore and companies in general. Oftentimes, they don't really need that market. They just want the extra money. I mean, let's be honest, even in the market of Japan and the USA, let alone internationally aside from China, there's plenty of money to be made. Yet companies seem to willingly choose to bend the knee to China time and time again. In this case, even Covercore. And I'm seeing people saying things like, Hero Hey was right. He called the end of the golden age of VTubers, and I just got to respond by saying, I wish I wasn't right. I wish I wasn't right about any of that. And to clarify, that's not even just about this particular news, but the negative news that seems to have been in abundance since really the inception of Hololive EN. It's not all bad though. I don't want to make it seem like it is, although let's get back to this news particularly because this situation is a giant mess. Now going back to Bilibili, let's talk about that because there's apparently a massive influx of hate comments that are calling for Coco to be removed from Covercore or for Covercore to entirely leave the Chinese market and Bilibili as well. Now, all that said, I'm sure there are also plenty of Chinese viewers that just want to enjoy Covercore and the VTubers and not have any of this political stuff involved at all. By the way, did I mention how complicated the situation is? I'm kidding. I'm sure I've already mentioned that. And let me also mention that I'm no expert on this stuff at all. I mean, there's a lot of this is Japanese and Chinese relations. Excuse me, Japan and China relations would be the better way to put it. And I'm not an expert in that. My knowledge is pretty rudimentary on that, actually. As far as I understand, it seems that Covercore has taken a hard stance on supporting the One China policy. And that comes from their statement on Bilibili, which, by the way, if I didn't mention this, Covercore seems to have made 3 different statements, and they're a little bit different, all of them. For example, there are people all over Reddit calling out how the Bilibili statement seems to mention China and the One China policy, while, for example, the English version of the statement doesn't mention that at all, and only vaguely says that the statements were insensitive to residents of certain regions. You can see how Bilibili, and let's also take into account Hololive CN, further complicate this already complicated situation. But at the end of the day, perhaps it can all be simplified by just saying that Covercore didn't technically need to penetrate the Chinese market, and they chose to do that. My growing concern now is again back to the talent. I'm concerned about the talent and them getting taken advantage of, and I really put good faith forward that Covercore was serious in their statement saying that they want to do more to protect their talent. And it seemed like they were doing more, going after antis and things like that. But this is really not the right direction now, I don't think. Again, it's complicated. And again, I'm not an expert in Japan-China relations, and I know that definitely also affects this situation as well. It's a complicated situation. I keep saying that. And I don't have all the answers. I don't even have all the knowledge to form a truly good opinion on all of this, I don't believe. And at the same time, I think there's a fair argument to say that there's not too much knowledge needed to see that this is kind of a problem. I mean, China, man, again, I don't like talking about this political stuff, but what's going on there? There's some terrible things going on there. Does Cover Corps really want to support that? And again, you can raise the argument that, well, they might not want to support that stuff, but they do want to give entertainment to the people of China, the people that just want to enjoy what they bring, what Cover Corps brings, their VTubers, their talent, their idols. That's totally fair. People in China deserve to enjoy that stuff too. But when their own government cracks down on the production and this sort of thing, and it negatively affects Cover Corps' talent, at that point, maybe all they can say is, hey guys, we tried to give you the entertainment and your government cracked down on us, and now we're gonna dip out. But I don't think that's what Cover Corps is gonna do. I think they're going to continue trying to appease China because they want to stay there. And you know what? To be quite honest, I'm being too nice to Cover Corps here. It's not even that I assume they'll do that. We see their statements. That is apparently what they're going to do. So now we have Coco and Haato on a 3-week suspension, and a lot of people are concerned because the last time a VTuber out of Cover Corps was on suspension, aka Aloe, she ended up just graduating. Now, okay, a bit of a different situation. Aloe was going to be new talent. Haato and Coco have, been here for a while and are pretty staple names of the Cover Corps brand. I should also mention how Cover Corps seems to be getting a ton of backlash for these statements. It doesn't seem like it's being well received by the broader community at all. Example, take a look at this tweet of one of their statements from Cover Corps. We go to the quote tweets and just take a look at this, man. Pretty much every single quote tweet is just blasting Cover Corps, like pretty mercilessly as well. And hey, I'm not saying that they don't deserve it. I'm just showcasing this, man. This is not going well for Cover Corps. This is some pretty bad stuff. Here's one of the top comments in the tweet responses of Cover's statement. This one getting over 5,000 likes. Says simply, respect the feelings of China people. How about respect the feelings of Taiwan people? Disappointment, Yago. They're posting memes like this as well. Man, that's getting over 2,600 likes. Oh man, here's another one. Nice work, China Live. And you see the logo and the image and all that. And lastly, let's talk about this one that says, I love Pickles so much, but I'll stop supporting Cover and Hololive right now. And they apparently did indeed cancel their channel memberships. Maybe this person also donated and is no longer going to donate. This person, Light, brings up a point saying, if you like Pickles, why did you cancel the membership with her? She had nothing to do with this. The only thing you do is not giving her money. She needs to live. So we already know that's a bad faith argument because indeed, Cover seems to take a percentage of the earnings, a revenue split of sorts. So no, it doesn't just affect Pickles, it does actually affect Cover Corps and their bottom line as well. And this person probably didn't have a membership to, say, Coco, for example, or maybe that's the one they would have removed. This is how this stuff is going to be, man. It's complicated. You're not going to have a perfect situation where things just perfectly work out or don't work out. I mean, you might have people taking subs from talent that are not involved in the situation at all, but since they're involved with Cover Corps, this is the case. It's going to be a giant mess, like I said, and that's the news. I don't think I covered everything going on, so if you want more info, just take a look at like the Hololive Reddit or something like that if you're interested in more of this. I'm going to cut it here because there's been so much political stuff going on in my country as well. I can only put so much time and energy in this when I'm dealing with it like every day already. So thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this coverage. We'll see where things go. Hoping for the best, planning for the worst. I'll catch you guys next time.